I'm Amanda Estesen. I'm a senior lecturer at Wits Archaeology, and basically I became involved with trying to figure out where these bottles come from. We know they come from Wits. They were exposed during a big sort of excavation because they are putting in a new science building, and these bottles started coming out, and we realized that in fact they had hit an early dump, and it would seem that it's probably the early dump for possibly the early agricultural show, which then became the Rand Easter Show that we're all familiar with. And as you know, the Rand Easter Show was held on the Wits property up until about the 1980s. So there's a long history of the use of this particular site for these occasions. So we get a nice feel for what the early Joburg would have been like through these bottles, because what you're actually seeing is these very early products coming through, like Melon's baby food, which was one of the very first foods for babies and invalids, babies who couldn't be breastfed, which then kind of liberated them in many respects, liberated mothers. Again though, early Johannesburg, one would expect then it'd probably be a fairly affluent family, and I would assume probably more British family that would use this. I'm not sure about Afrikaner families, and certainly whether this would have penetrated into the African world at that particular point in time. Products coming through quite strongly, in fact. We've got this bitters bottle, which is rather nice. It's a nice milk glass, and an early bottle at that. So there's that, and then of course we get O'Doll's, also German. This is a breath freshener, a mint breath freshener, which is also interesting in itself because this is the earliest evidence that we have of anybody using science to advertise their product. So you get a nice feel for the kind of growing market that's coming through. There's products that are coming through, some very strange and wonderful products like vegetable painkiller, which effectively was a vegetable essence but with opium and alcohol. So yes, would have killed the pain in a very effective manner. They had burst tops. These are classic burst tops where they would just break the top off, and they didn't bother to then smooth it down or reshape it because it held the cork so well, and because you didn't want your ink to leak, you would keep the sort of broken edge and not actually change it or smooth it off or put a different finish on it.